Over the course of WoW's history, we have seen numerous cases where undeath has squared off against the living. Usually at the forefront of such a conflict are the heroic Paladins and the murderous Death Knights. So, the question comes to mind then. What is stronger, a Paladin or a Death Knight? When it comes to lore, the answer's pretty clear. A Paladin will always have the upper hand against a Death Knight. And you might ask, oh well Dave, how? I'm a Death Knight man and you're ruining my class fantasy by saying that. Hey, I never said a Death Knight couldn't kill a Paladin, but I'm saying that the Paladins always will have the upper hand. They always have. If you look at lore, the Light and the Paladins have always triumphed against the undead. When the Death Knights under the command of Arthas assaulted Light's Hope, who won? When the war against the Endless Undead in Northrend broke out, who won? When Bolvar tasked the Death Lord, the strongest by far of the Death Knights of the Ebon Blade, to raise Tyrion's body in the depths of Light's Hope, who won? The Light has always been the stronger force, and even when it might seem like a lost cause for its followers, it finds a way to push their holy warriors forward. Oh, but Dave, what about the numerous victories the Death Knights had over the Paladins? The only two victories I can think of is when Arthas dispatched Uther and his Paladins during the fall of Lordaeron, and the sacking of the Scarlet Enclave. Other than that, I don't think the Death Knights have won a solo victory since, even if you can even count those. So, with all this said, if a new war broke out and it had the Paladins on one end and the Death Knights on the other, who would win? I believe the Paladins would. Oh, but Dave, what about the Scarlet Enclave? We won that war. How dare you, heretic? Well, not only was the Scarlet Crusade ineffective in almost every asset, but if the Paladins were to fight the Death Knights right at the tail end of Legion, they would be facing off against the United Silver Hand. If you remember, the Death Knights lost twice. Once was battling a small sect of the current Silver Hand, the other was doing the exact same thing, except against the full might of the Silver Hand. We fought this war before, and it ended in a victory for the Light, so I'm going to say this hypothetical war will end the same. So what about a 1v1? If a fresh Paladin is squaring off against a Death Knight, sure, you know what, the Death Knight might have the upper hand against them. However, if a seasoned Paladin is squaring off against a Death Knight, the Paladin will definitely have an upper hand. Why? The Light is stronger than the Unholy. It always has been. It's one of the two driving forces in the universe. It's either light or void. However, that is just my opinion. I will always believe the Light will conquer anything. But maybe you think something different. Maybe you think the Death Knights would win. I want to know. Please, tell me. If the Death Knights would win over the Paladins, or maybe you have a different reason for why the Paladins would beat the Death Knights, please let me know in the comments below or in a message, whatever. Anything works. Thanks for watching.